海伦小姐，非常高兴我今天能够在这里采访您。这个自从上次在吕明建先生那里 party 听到你说到在华尔街搞了一个中文学校，特别是对金融界的人士进行中文的文化学习啊、交流啊之类的。所以我今天非常荣幸能够到你这里来采访。请您先谈一谈你搞这个华尔街中文的这个最早的这个想法。
我也很高兴，就偶然碰到你的情况下，你对我们这个华尔街中文有一些兴趣哈。当时是2009年初的时候，我实际上之前是在华尔街工作的，做一些这个亚洲市场的这个借壳上市的这些项目，然后碰到这个金融危机，2008年底的金融危机以后呢，2009年初我就有这个想法，想这个做一个这样子的一个公司，专门给这个商业界的人士去学习中文、中国文化，也就是说东方跟西方之间的一个了解。我自己还有一个目标，就是把这个文化、艺术和商业也结合起来，所以这个是我下一步的计划。但是呢，我这么多年就是接触了很多华尔街的这个做金融的，有学习中文、学习中国商务文化需求的这个学生，所以呢，这个我们当时可以跟你分享一下我们这几年做了些什么，然后呢，可能也可以通过这一次，我们可以就是真正了解，走进华尔街，走进这个华尔街的金融界。
好，谢谢。今天您带来了2位金融界的学生啊，学中文的学生，能不能请您介绍一下他们的这个情况？
好的，我给你先介绍一下，这个叫 Ken 他姓杨，在美国出生的这个华人，然后他也是从事金融，专门是股票分析这方面的工作，对吧？
对。
你的公司是
？DSM Capital。
DSM Capital。这个呢，
是个基金会。
是一个基金会，对。Ken 我们一起学中文可能也不到1年时间，但是他是一个非常勤恳的，就是非常勤奋的学生。我们每一个星期都是没有意外的情况下，我们都是坚持学习。然后我觉得现在他进步也很大。我们基本上是在往这个高级这个方向去努力，而且我们也经常的会关注这个正在发生些什么，就是市场上正在发生是什么。然后我也是他的研究员，有时候他需要我帮他研究一些他的方向，关于他的这个投资方面的东西，那我们也学习那方面的东西。所以我们不但是仅仅在学中文和这个，而且也学习市场，然后所以我们是实际上是他也教给我很多东西，我也尽我的努力在帮助他提高他的中文沟通能力。这一位呢是 Steve Wright， 他呢也是很早的一个学生了，可能跟我学中文也有4、5年的时间了。So this Steve, I just introduce you。你可以用中文跟大家介绍一下你自己吗？ You introduce yourself in
Sure. 你好，我叫 Steven， 我从事金融工作，在一间资产管理公司。我从2010年开始学中文，因为我想学习第2外语，而且我觉得中文很有意思。我从事资产管理公司，做投资监管。
Good。
谢谢。
投资监管啊，
投资监
管很好。
对，他在他们的公司里面就是专门做就是风险管理 risk management， 然后专门做这种就是查看这个他们投资的这个行为有没有就是有违背跟客户的这个协议啊这方面的，就是如果比方说吧，如果这个在投资里边，他跟客户有一个约定，如果这个约定没有照这个客户的这个执行，那他就要去监管，所以他是专门做这个风险管理方面的工作的。So what kind of company which company you work for? What exactly what you?
I work for an American asset management company, and we manage mutual funds, hedge funds, institutional client money, and so it's our job to supervise client accounts for investors, sometimes in the U.S. and sometimes not in the U.S.
Okay. 所以我们今天就是他们也都很忙，然后呢有机会跟大家就是有机会聊一下，如果你有什么问题的话，可以趁这个机会问问他们华尔街的这个
我先这个请 Ken 谈一下这个您学习中文跟结合这个金融有什么体会？
学金融方面的中文，你有什么？
所以我的工作就是找股票去投资，我会分析公司啊、市场啊这种国家政治这种东西。我们是全球的投资所以我想学中文这个商业中文的这个原因，就是因为我会去大陆经常去参观啊，或者跟其他的一些管理们或者一些专家沟通或者开会。像我前2个星期我去北京，去跟澳门，就是去参加这个大会议。所以对我来说，这个是就学商业中文是非常非常的重要。你不能沟通，你还去分析什么东西，对不对？
对，所以中国市场很大，你必须要学中文。
对，如果你只是比如说你想看分析一个公司，你有很多资讯在网页上现在可以看的，而且比如说阿里巴巴，对不对？我们这公司投资这个阿里巴巴这个公司，但是你真正的要了解这个市场这个公司，你需要了解，比如说中国大陆消费者一些文化，为什么人会用这个网页不用其他的网页？为什么他们电商比其他的电商好？是不是选择价钱等等？这方面我觉得
你要详细的了解，比较详细的了解，你才能够有一个结论，对不对？
对。
否则的话，你如果说你看网络上那些信息，光看那些信息也不一定能看得出来。但是你要分析，要深入。所以呢，我们有时候，你记得有一次我们去淘宝网站，把每一个他们经营的每一个商品的种类，我们全部都看过一遍，对吧？我们看得非常非常详细，而且用我的这个对中国的了解，对中国文化的了解，我就告诉他，我说他为什么写这个字，为什么这样打招呼，然后他为什么放这一类的产品，他是这样子放，所以我们从里面都学到很多。其实他有一些东西不是表面上能看出来的，是藏在这个后面的。你要有知道文化上面的东西，你才能够除了语言以外，你还要知道文化，还要知道这个商业模式的这个区别，你才能够真正去猜想他为什么这样做，他为什么成功。所以我们也做这样的工作，很有意思，对。
那请这位谈谈他学习中文有什么体会吗？这个。
So Mr. Wen wants you to know about what's your experience of learning Chinese and how does it help you with your work?
Sure. So most of my company is situated here in the United States, but we actually have a decent amount of people working in Hong Kong, as well as an offices in mainland China. So my goal is really to be able to ultimately conduct a business meeting in Chinese. And be able to interact with people in our offices overseas. And the little bit of study that I've done, it's gotten me pretty far, but I still have a lot to learn. My Chinese is 我的中文说得不好，我的发音不好。
他已经在我学中文的美国学生，完全是从零开始，他是最好的。我刚才都跟他说了，教他让我得到了很多的信心，因为我可以让一个完全都不懂任何中文的人可以。我觉得他基本上可以沟通哈。然后，Did you tell me that you had a meeting that you meet a Chinese client? Was that 1 or 2 years ago, and then they got you a big?
I did. It got a few laughs because I was introduced in the meeting as someone who speaks a little bit of Chinese, and so I said a few words, and everyone thought it was kind of funny because my pronunciation is pretty bad. But I think it goes a long way for at least an American person to try to learn the language and to try to speak it. And I guess what I would say in my experience is that after learning or trying to learn the language, I really have a strong appreciation for Chinese people that have learned and mastered the American or the English language, just because it's so difficult to learn a second language, particularly when it's so much different. And really, there are serious differences between English and Chinese, as I've come to understand over the last couple of years trying to learn it. And so one of the things that I guess I've taken away from it is that just how impressive it is when someone actually learns English who doesn't speak it. Yeah.
刚才 Ken 讲到这个阿里巴巴的事情，我就想到这个阿里巴巴最近这几天发生的跟中国工商总局发生的口水战，使得它这个股票
大跌，暴跌。
那么这个问题究竟出在哪里？是什么原因造成的？
那这个我也许我用英文去说明。
好的。
Well, Alibaba's stock price fell pretty significantly the last 2 days, and there are 3 reasons. One is Yahoo, which is one of the large shareholders of Alibaba, decided to spin out their shares. This creates weakness for Alibaba shares because hedge funds will short Alibaba shares, which means sell it, and they'll buy Yahoo to set up a trade. In addition, there's some people that speculated that Alibaba would take out the shares, would acquire the spun shares in an acquisition, paying a big premium for it. But that doesn't make any sense financially, but there were some people out there that thought this would happen, again, which caused Alibaba shares to be even weak. And then the next day, Alibaba had earnings. Actually, before then this white paper from the China SAIC, the State Administration for Industry and Commerce, to some official there came out with a white paper, basically saying how a lot of the goods on Alibaba's websites were fake. And so the problem with that was that it's the government, and then so making the company look bad, and then Alibaba immediately responded in the public, saying that Alibaba, that the study was very flawed, this paper is very flawed, and there's a lot of problems with it. And they immediately complained to the government, and I think they launched a formal complaint. So then all the media portrayed the situation as Alibaba and the Chinese government at war with each other, fighting with each other. I don't think that's the case, but the stock again fell because when you fight with the Chinese government, you're going to lose, right? You can't really win. And then the next day, they came out with earnings report, and the earnings were, the revenues were not quite as high as people would have hoped they would be, and the stock fell again. So those are the 3 reasons: the Yahoo spin off the shares, the government white paper, and the earnings report.
But then how about the lawsuit behind this too? And then there are like 4 or 5 well-known law firms who are famous for group suing, and then they are going to. What do you think that's going to go?
They're suing Alibaba?
Yeah, like
I'm not really sure. I haven't heard much about that, but I think that's a class action lawsuit. It sounds like it. Which is
because of hiding information from the investor, because the whole thing actually started in July of last year.
Yeah, there's 2 things I'd say. First is when Alibaba became public in September, they had disclosure in their public filings that said, government regulations and their relationship with government is a risk. That's the first thing. So it was disclosed already. So any lawsuit doesn't really have a lot of legs to stand on. The second thing I would say is that, and they just said this on the call, they had the earnings report. They said that Alibaba did not request for the government to hide any information. They had the meeting. The government itself made the decision not to release it until a few days ago.
Okay.
So in such a situation, Alibaba actually, the management said on the call, when it was posted 2 days ago, 3 days ago, this is the first time they actually saw the white paper also.
Okay.
So in that perspective, I don't think any lawsuit against them will have any merit.
Okay.
作为我们投资人来说，就是说，我们最关心的就是企业这个诚信问题，不管是企业还是政府监管部门的诚信问题。那么这个阿里巴巴的事情暴露出这个2个方面，一个就是阿里巴巴这个企业是不是有诚信，因为它在这个假货方面是监管不力，或者说是工商总局的问题，这个我们不知道。工商总局就是说，他把这个白皮书里面所讲到的，就是在封闭的研讨商讨情况下， 是在它上市之前，所以它这个就作为工商总局来讲的话，这个监管部门，特别是证券监管部门，他知道不知道这个情况？工商总局以他密跟他封闭的会谈的结果，然后才公布出来，在上市以后才公布出来，这个你怎么看？
So I think the question is the industry trustworthy? Are there trust issues with the industry overall? And then secondly, with the SAIC, did Alibaba know about the situation?
Disclosure.
Yeah,
I think you mentioned about.
So I think we talked about that, but
Yeah.
So on the trustworthy side, I think it's China, and when you're dealing, and Alibaba has almost 9 million sellers, small, most of them very small companies. So it's virtually impossible to stop 100% of fake transactions, right? Because you would have to sit there and look at each one and inspect each one, which is not possible. So I think, and it's not just on Alibaba, all of e-commerce, all of normal commerce, there's issues with fake goods, simply because sometimes it's actually a real good, because it was made at the same factory, it looks just like a real good with the same labels and everything. It's impossible for a consumer to tell. So I think it's always a problem. And Alibaba is aware of it. The question I think the government has for Alibaba, which is the most important, is not whether they're fake goods, but is if Alibaba is really trying to stop fake goods. Because it's impossible to stop 100%. If they really try, meaning they spend a lot of money, they put up together a 300-person team within Alibaba to monitor and stop fake goods. There's no other company out there, retail or otherwise, that has a 300-person team that's doing it. They also have, they spent, I think, $160 million to date fighting fake goods. They also have a zero tolerance policy, which means that if you're caught with selling fake goods, you're taken off the site. They also have consumer protection, which means that if a consumer buys fake goods on their website, sees it's fake, complains, the seller must 100% give their money back and pay for the shipping. So the consumer is fully protected. So I think because of all these reasons, you can trust Alibaba to buy things. Now, does that get rid of all fake goods? No. But I think that's more of a China problem than necessarily an Alibaba problem.
那您能不能谈一谈，假如说这个情况放在美国这边，美国证券监管部门他们会怎么做呢？
Because if it's eBay or if it's Amazon, if such similar thing happen in the States, what will happen?
I think you have this problem less so with Amazon, because Amazon mostly is Amazon selling directly. So when you buy things from Amazon, there usually isn't any fake good issues. Now Amazon also has a lot of small sellers, merchants who sell also. And again, you can't be assured that what you're getting is a real good, but what you rely on is two things: the rating of that person, of the merchant selling it, and then the rating of the product itself, right? So if those two are pretty high, generally speaking, you can trust it. And I think that's how Chinese consumers buy off of Alibaba. If you have a rating that's very, very low for, an NFL jersey, right, or some kind of, sports thing, then it looks fake, it isn't real. But if it's really, really high rating, there's like 400 ratings, 5 stars out of 5 stars, it's probably real. And the price is, relatively high, not very, very low. But I think most Chinese consumers are aware of how to look for fakes. I think the U.S. companies also have these problems, less so. On eBay, there's a lot more, right? I mean, it's the same issues on eBay. People selling fake goods, people selling things that are not real. And there's no real way to completely stop it because you're asking everyone in the country to be honest. It's only what eBay can do. If they catch someone, then they ban them from their website.
Right, and having the ability to give feedback, I think, is important because then the consumers can kind of see what's going on. I will say that my wife happens to do a lot of online shopping, so she buys through Amazon, she's purchased through Alibaba, and she buys a lot of things online.
Yeah.
And Alibaba, she's had a lot of success with that in the past, so she hasn't had any issues with any of the goods coming through there. She also buys a lot of stuff on Amazon, to my dislike, but what can I do? So.
那么，Ken 先生能不能预测一下阿里巴巴现在的将来的走势，或者将来可能发生怎么样的事情？
Sure. Well, I think it's very difficult to forecast Alibaba and Chinese internet because it's growing so quickly. Right? It's very few industries in the world, big industries in the world, are growing at 40-50% per year. The industry, and Alibaba is the biggest player, is going to grow also like that. I think, but if I speak more generally, I think in the next 2 or 3 years, you can have revenue growth for Alibaba around 30%. Very, very fast revenue growth. And I think the industry could grow around there as well, meaning Chinese internet's going to grow. But I think the interesting thing about Alibaba is that it's not, right now it's all China. Maybe 8 or 9% is outside of China, but I think that the outside of China is going to grow much, much more quickly, and you're going to see Alibaba do the same thing it's doing in China in other markets, particularly India and Indonesia, and to a lesser extent like US and some other places.
那么，请您谈一谈，最近阿里巴巴发生的事情，你怎么看？
Yeah， 因为你是 so because
监
you
管
are
部门
yeah you
搞监管。
I think Ken has some Chinese blood with him,
Right.
so he can see this is a Chinese problem, you know.
Right.
But what do you think? Because
The specific question.
Yeah. Like, how do you look at the whole thing? As someone work on Wall Street and seeing this big fall and
Right.
then,
Well, I mean, as an American, we look at China and we see a lot of growth, and there particularly has been a lot of growth over the last few years. And you look at a company like Alibaba and you think, all right, well, most people in the United States don't use Alibaba, with my wife being the exception. But to the extent that more people in the United States started to use Alibaba as opposed to buying things on eBay or Amazon.com, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of opportunity for growth. Ken obviously has done a lot of research on it, knows a lot more specifics about it than I do, but just being sort of an outsider looking in, someone who doesn't know as much about the company, or even sort of besides the fact of the huge IPO last year, it just seems like there's a lot of opportunity for growth outside of China in other places like the United States.
yeah, how about you think they're going to encounter some legal issue, because that's always a risk.
Well, I think what ends up happening is that you're sort of forced to play by the rules in the country that you're playing in. So if you're selling goods in the United States and those goods aren't what people think they're going to be, then you're not going to be selling goods in the United States. And you kind of see things like that in the past when there were issues around the quality of toys that were being sold in toy stores, and there were issues around carcinogens in the toys and things like that. And so when you're not doing what people think you're going to be doing, at least in the United States, then there's a potential that you won't be doing it in the United States. So I think just that alone is going to force people to make sure they're doing the right thing.
So how about how much do you how do you say? I mean, do you know specific do you research sometimes or pay attention to Chinese consumers, Chinese market, or anything that might affect your work? Do you, like, for the hedge fund or for the investment that your firm hold,
Right.
Do they invest in China?
Well, we have, like I said earlier, most of our employees are situated here in the United States. We have a decent presence in Hong Kong. We have some research personnel in mainland China, and we do offer certain strategies that are Asia-focused strategies. My own personal research and my own work doesn't specifically dig into the specific merits of an investment. I mean, my role at my company is more to supervise and make sure that people are doing the right thing and that people are investing money the way that clients want us to invest money. So if a client wants all of their money invested in Asia, my job is to make sure that it's invested in Asia, right? And so, so I guess maybe I'm not the best person to answer that, but yeah.
那么，假如说中国今后要来美国上市的这个公司，应该注意一些什么问题？你能不能谈谈这方面的情况，介绍一下？
Yeah, so they are going to this company IPO'd in the States. Actually, I heard a lot of news almost every day. What's your advice or suggestion to them if they are coming they're coming here. They're prepared to come here to invest,
Yeah.
to get investors.
I think it's very exciting to have Chinese companies listing on the New York Stock Exchange or other exchanges here in the States. I think it's very exciting. I mean, you remember the hype and all the excitement that came when Alibaba listed last year, and there was a lot of excitement and people were really interested in it. The advice, I guess, that I would offer to firms coming in is, again, you're in the United States. You've got to play by the rules of the United States, and really, U.S. investors pay very close attention to things like that, the political risks, other investment risks when they're putting their money in the market, and so, it really, I would just say that you want to have an open book. You want to make sure that you're playing by the rules and you're disclosing everything that you need to disclose to investors so they can make an honest decision or a fully thought out decision when they're buying the stock of the company.
最后，能不能请一下海伦小姐讲讲你对这个阿里巴巴现在的情况有什么看法？
我个人认为这个其实只要是中国的公司。你只要在中国开公司，或者你是中国的公司，或者是你是有中国的客户，你其实都要关注这个叫政治风险这个问题。这个是没办法回避的一个问题哈。所以呢，这个是我觉得我自己也是一个，因为我也买了很多阿里巴巴的股票，所以我也觉得很突然哈。因为我觉得我应该有这个。好像第六感，我应该有这个准备，但是可能你有时候就是没有想到。然后另外呢，其实我也想到一个很有，就是我们今天其实也没有谈到一些，比方说中国的，除了中国的公司来美国，我们其实还是可以看一下这个为什么比方说雅虎在中国退出，还有这个 Google，为什么他们也是从中国退出吧，这两个非常大的这个公司从中国退出是什么原因？然后背后是什么？当然，我们也从 internet 上我们也都知道一些信息，但是所以实际上这个也都是政治风险，就是除了我们今天看到的阿里巴巴，然后之前的这个雅虎，之前的 Google， 也是让我们看到了有这样子的风险问题。那如何去回避这种风险？怎么样子去你说？文化的差异是在那里，商业操作上的差异也在那里，包括中国的客户、中国的消费者和这个西方的消费者，它也有区别。所以你怎么样去针对这个市场，怎么样去做好这个防范的措施？而且就是说我相信阿里巴巴上市的时候，他们一定也知道所有的这个上市的风险。比方说，我看到阿里巴巴的这个他们的这个earning report 还是不错的。30%多的这个比去年的它的今年比去年同期的增长是30%多，然后这样还不能达到这个投资者的这个预期，所以我也觉得这个如果你真的是在美国上市了，你还真的是说不是说你一到你一上市你就结束了这个工作，其实这个战斗才刚刚打响，所以你一直要往前。你才不至于就是被这个市场给抛在后面，所以我基本上就是可能我还在从这个打击当中在恢复当中，所以我在想我怎么样子如何去理性的看待这个东西。不过呢，我有这么多的学生，所以有时候我也可以跟他们沟通一下。然后看你怎么看这个？因为你也在台湾，你也去过台湾，然后你现在可能经常也会回到中国，你觉得这个所谓的这个政治风险你怎么去看呢？它跟这个文化和这个商业这个游戏规则又有什么关系呢
？Yeah, I think understanding the political system in China and how companies manage their relationships with China is one of the most difficult things for someone over here to do. Which is why I think, for instance, my work with Helen has been very helpful to understand that. And also, you just have to go over there and meet with people in the government and people in industry and people in companies to really understand what is going on. Because sometimes all we see is, like for Alibaba, a headline, China SAIC is at war with Baba, and they're fighting it out. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe there's one person there. Baba went, said, get that thing offline, and one day later, the white paper is gone. And so that tells me that they're not fighting. Somebody there tried to make a name for themselves, and maybe they won't have a job next week. So I think the big challenge for Chinese companies coming here, whether it's IPO into the market, is really about communication. And I think this is one of the reasons why Alibaba stock has fallen so much. Not just because there's all these problems the last couple of days, but because they don't communicate exactly what's happening. And that might be their company policy. Like people said, well, the revenues were a little bit short. Instead of 45% growth, they were 40% growth. 40% growth is as good as any company in the U.S. for sure. But they didn't say, well, when it's going to pick up. They didn't give any color going forward. And I think U.S. investors like to have comfort. Okay, if there's a problem, but then this is how management looks at the problem in the next year. Alibaba does not give anything. They don't tell anything about the future. And I think a lot of other companies in China that have recently come on to the market here also have this policy. I think that's going to have to change because their stock prices will keep going down because investors don't have confidence in what's going on.
Yeah, it sounds like it almost comes down to a different way of doing things. I mean, in the States, you almost have this thing where there's over communication, right? Like anything that's happening, the company is constantly talking about it, constantly in the news. And I don't know, maybe you know better than I do, but maybe it's just the culture and the business practice to communicate less, and then maybe that sends a signal to people in the States when it's maybe not intentional. So maybe it does come down to just a different way of communicating things.
Yeah, 我也想到，其实我今天也在想，其实这个是一个沟通问题，在文化上面，在商业运作上面，在这种基本上所有的东西，我觉得马云和这个中国政府，还有就是这个美国的公司对真正阿里巴巴公司的了解和客户的了解，可能在沟通上面都存在一些我们所说的一些 gap 在里头，所以我觉得这个也是很有意思的，因为我从这个股票这个巨跌当中，因为看很多报道以后，你最后发现其实有时候把这么多的信息把它你分析下来，你发现它原来是一个基本的一个沟通的问题。但是就像 Steve 刚才说的，你什么都，如果你点点滴滴什么都放在那里，你又没有看到这个问题的实质的东西在哪里。所以我希望这个阿里巴巴这个风波会很快过去。然后呢，但是呢，阿里巴巴现在当然又跌得很惨，对吧？从这个基本上就是快回到它的这个发行价了，然后它要再爬上去，也要像一个乌龟一样的爬上去，那也不是那么简单的事情，所以它可能还有一个很长的路要走。所以很有意思，就是说他们就是如果你真正了解到这个，因为我经常的跟学生说 ，OK， 如果你仅仅是学中国的语言，这个不是最难的，但是最难的是学它的文化，而且这个文化里面反映的是智慧。那这个要达到这个智慧的程度，你可以说 OK， 你可以站在一个很理性的角度去看问题，去分析问题，然后保持一个很理性的状态。我觉得这个就叫智慧吧。所以我们都在慢慢的学习当中。这就是这件事情也是很突然，但是我觉得是有一次这样子的经历，你会想啊，我碰到这样子的事情，我怎么去把握这样子的情况？你记得你第一次那一天阿里巴巴股票大跌的时候，你给我打电话，大概你知道不久对吧？你就问我那个白皮书在哪里找，我那天也很忙，我上去找了一下，确实没有看到白皮书。我说我没有看到，但是呢，我看到有一些报道，我就给他一两个。后来第二天，我找到白皮书的时候，他已经说不用看了，可能他已经经过了很多的这个分析，他已经知道这个事情没有所谓媒体披露的那么严重。所以可能我就想，他们每天也在经历这个工作当中，可能也是很多压力。我在想哈，所以你可以。Do you have a lot of pressure when you work? Like, what's your typical day looks like in your company? Like,
yeah, because especially with there's a time zone difference also, and so and I look at global stocks, and so like for instance on tomorrow, 1:30 in the morning, I have to get up for a Swiss company that's reporting its results. And then they have a call that's at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be talking to Alibaba, the company in Hong Kong, the IR. So it's, there's always a lot of stuff, and it can be
That
stressful.
means you miss a lot of sleep for important stuff because you need to
Sometimes, yes.
get them the first hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always better to get first hand with the company. So it makes it a little bit more difficult sometimes just to coordinate.
Yeah,
if
so
they're in
like-
different time zone, different country.
You need to be Superman, like stay
I'm
up.
not Superman. But, you're not gonna. Yeah, I'll go to sleep early on Sunday.
所以他们的工作有时候会需要你，如果他关注全球的市场呢，他要时刻的拿到最重要的第一手，在第一时间拿到最重要的信息。
是。那么3位金融界的精英人士，就是说对投资人来讲的话，我们怎么样来对待阿里巴巴？是观望呢，还是怎么样？
So, what do you think? You know, if for investors who have the Alibaba shares, what do? They should just hold, or they should sell, or you know,
Well-
this is always the question.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it really comes down to what everyone's risk tolerance is and what they think they're comfortable with owning in their portfolio. So, I can't sit here and tell someone to buy it, to hold it, or to sell it. What I can say is that make sure you're informed. Make sure you understand, what the risk in your total portfolio is besides just owning Alibaba. And if you're comfortable owning it, then own it. If you're not comfortable owning it and you can't sleep at night, then maybe you should sell it. But again, it's everyone's own personal sort of risk tolerance and what they're comfortable with owning in their portfolio. So I can say that I don't own any shares. I don't know, maybe Ken has a better opinion about it than I do, but really when it comes to investing, if you're not comfortable with something, then you shouldn't be owning it, and that's my opinion.
因为他是做风险的，所以他就说，你自己觉得你的风险的程度在哪里？你可以承担起这个风险，对吧？或者是你不可以，你晚上要是睡不着觉了，你就不要再拥有这个股票了。对，那看呢？你的看法呢？
I mean, I'd agree that it's hard to get someone to buy or sell a stock because it depends on their own risk. But for us, we didn't sell any. We owned shares of my company owned shares of Alibaba. We did not sell any. We think that the recent move relative to the news is an overreaction, and so yeah, we're holding on to our shares.
非常高兴今天来采访你们3位金融界的精英人士，希望我们这个采访能够对所有投资人、企业以及政府部门能够引发一个有益的思考。谢谢各位。
谢谢。